James, how difficult or how easy was it to pick this squad this time with some of the injuries and the players unavailable?
It was tough because, you know, as you said, injuries and guys unavailable. But also there's guys that have been doing well as well. That it's always tough picking a squad. You want to get the right blend and make sure you've got the right mix between experience and youth, and I think we've managed to do that. So optimistic, hopeful and expectant going into the game.
Stephen Fletcher, a player that you would have played with at Scotland,
yep.
How key is it him coming back in now that he's been away from it from a year? Do you think that freshness will help him coming back in?
I think so. I think it will help him. I think it will help the group because he's experienced as well. And there'll be a big onus on him coming into the squad as one of the older players as well, but he's performed to a good level at Sheffield Wednesday so far this season, and he's a top player and he's one we're happy to have back in the fold. How
do you think he'll deal with that pressure? Because there's always constant questions, certainly in the Gordon Strachan era, about him coming back in. Do you think there will be an added pressure, or do you think that time away will help?
I think he's managed to deal with it so far in his career. You know, he's been the main striker at every club he's been at, and he's managed to score goals and deal with that exceptionally well. So I don't have any concerns about Fletcher's mentality going into the game. I think he'll relish it. And as I said, we're delighted that he's back involved.
Ryan Christie's somebody who's sort of really hitting the peaks at the moment. What have you made of his recent form?
Brilliant, and it's not a surprise. I think everybody knows he's got the ability, and it's brilliant to see that he's having such an impact on the Celtic side, because you know in the summer it maybe looked like it was another loan move for him, and he's decided to stick it out. And fair play to him, he's waited for his chance and he's took it with both hands. He's a terrific football player, and as I said, I'm delighted for him.
Is it good news for Scotland, especially if he can make himself a mainstay in the Celtic team and get more regular action at that sort of high level?
Of course it is. I mean, you've seen yourself, his performance levels have been really high, and that's great. If he continues to stay in the Celtic team, then it helps Scotland. But I'm delighted for him, because, as I said, it's shown a lot of toughness for him mentally to stick it out and finally put on the performances that everybody knew he was capable of.
And I was just talking there about some guys have been left out, other guys have been come in, about the importance of having guys who have battled hard and that can come in, that have played a number of games and can come straight in, don't need to get up to speed, as it were. I mean, is that something that you think is important going into what is two very important games? I
think it's important that players are looking forward to it. I don't think they should be looking and saying there's pressure. Of course there's pressure on the game, but don't be fearful of it. You know, meet it and accept the challenge of going and winning the two games, winning the group and setting us up for the playoffs, getting into the qualifying campaign as well. I think the challenge is there for guys to go and score goals, to be match winners, to be heroes, and we believe that the group we've got are the right mix for that.
As much as there's been a bit of doom and gloom about the national team in the last couple of months, is it fair to say that if you flip it on the other side and you go, these are two huge games, win these, and you can bring back the feel-good factor in one fell swoop, and that's the sort of mindset you guys are looking for?
It is, and we've said it for the start. It's up to us to put the performances on the pitch, to bring, you know, the hope and bring the fans back, bring the expectation. It's up to us to do that, and it's two games. If we win the two games, then we win the group, and it's as simple as that. It's in our own hands, and we're happy about that.
Is that like part of your role in this setup, is to make sure the players don't have this fear going into the games?
I think it's a big part of the collective. You know, everybody going into it, there's no fear, because I've said this before. I've said it before I was involved in the coaching setup. You never know when it's your last chance, you know, and you turn up, you need to make sure that you're ready to give everything you've got, because you don't know when it's going to end. And I would say that's the advice. Grab it. It's a great opportunity to go and win a game against two sides we've played before. Disappointing over in Israel, we understand that, but against two teams we feel we should be beaten. So there's nothing to fear for us. We go in there with hope and expectation that we can go and win the game, and really I'm looking forward to it.
I think the negativity surrounding the national team has been over the top after the Israel game.
It always is.
Why?
It just is. We've not qualified for 20 years. We're desperate to qualify. We feel it. We're fans as well. We feel it. So I was surprised at the reaction, to be honest with you, but it happens. You know, sometimes we go over the top when we do well without actually achieving it, and we go over the top when we don't as well. So we've got to find a balance, but as I said, we've got to put the performances on the pitch and get the results, and hopefully we can justify the hope and the expectation, and when we look back at the Israel away game, we can say it was a real turning point for the future of the game.
Is that where the mental toughness you were talking about, Ryan Christie, comes in with the entire squad, that sometimes they may have to just walk at this negativity, however harsh it may be, and just focus on themselves?
Well, I think most of the squad, if not all of them, have had it at some point at club level. The Celtic players have had a tough start to the season. They've turned the corner because they're mentally strong, they're good players. Aberdeen aren't doing so well in the league, they've turned the corner again, they're in the final. You go through the rest of the teams, you know, and these players, they're professionals, that's their job, they're used to dealing with that, and I've no problems with any of them turning up. I won't need to be picking anybody up. It's not as if, you know, it's all doom and gloom, it's certainly not for us, and we'll make sure they're ready.
You won't get the players, James, for about another week or so, but when you do get them, is the message that now is the time to deliver? It's been the friendlies, it's been the start of the campaign, but now it's kind of now or never.
Well, it's obvious, it's 2 games, we need to win the 2 games. I know there's other permutations that if you don't win the first game you can still qualify, but we're going to try and win the 2 games. That's the aim. It is now or never, because if we don't win the 2 games then we don't win the group, and we need to be concentrating on the qualifying campaign. But yeah, it certainly is now the turn up, focused on the 2 games at hand, with the hope and expectation that we win it.